Why do we spend so much of our lives arguing about things we are completely convinced we understand? Whether the fight is over politics, relationships, or just strangers on the internet, everyone approaches the battlefield with the same mindset. We believe we hold the objective truth. But consider the possibility that the thing you feel most certain about right now is actually just a tiny fraction of reality. There's an ancient parable that highlights this blind spot in human perception. It's the story of 6 blind scholars and an elephant. As we look at their story, we can see that our fiercest disagreements are rarely about the facts themselves. They are about the hidden, fragmented ways our brains process the world around us. Centuries ago, these 6 highly educated philosophers lived together in a small province. One day, a traveling merchant brought a massive elephant into the center of their village. Having never encountered one, the scholars stepped forward to investigate, relying entirely on touch. The first man pressed his hands against the broad side, concluding the elephant is exactly like a giant sturdy mud wall. Meanwhile, the second grabbed a sharp tusk, insisting the creature was sleek, hard, and dangerous, much like a spear. The third man grasped the writhing, muscular trunk. Startled by its flexibility, he declared the animal was clearly a massive snake. The fourth wrapped his arms around a leg, claiming it was a pillar. The fifth felt a flapping ear and called it a fan, while the sixth grabbed the tail, scoffing that the beast was nothing more than a frayed rope. Every single one of these scholars constructed a perfectly rational, logical conclusion, but they did it based strictly on the incredibly limited data right in front of them. Soon, the 6 men stood in the center of the village square, aggressively shouting over one another, fiercely defending their own personal findings. Because each man possessed direct, physical proof of his experience, they couldn't reconcile the differing accounts. They immediately began calling each other liars. Their certainty locked them into an argument, blinding them to the massive, living creature standing directly in their midst. This happens when we stop seeing our individual experiences as single data points and begin treating them as the total, final reality. When we hold on to these partial truths this fiercely, our shared world begins to fracture. We stop debating what to do and start fighting over whose version of reality is the only one allowed to exist. The village square is a map of how we operate today. We build our worldviews based on our specific upbringing, culture, and personal traumas. When someone intensely disagrees with you, they aren't necessarily being foolish. Often, they are simply touching a completely different part of the reality elephant. Take a person raised in economic scarcity. To them, the global economy functions like this wall of limitations, keeping them blocked out. But someone raised in abundance experiences the exact same system as a spear of opportunity they can use to move forward. Neither person is wrong. They are looking at the exact same world, yet living inside 2 completely different realities. True wisdom doesn't belong to the person who shouts the loudest about their piece of the puzzle. It begins when we let go of the need to be right, step back, and listen to what the other 5 people are feeling. Only when we finally stop fighting over the isolated pieces can we step back and see the whole elephant. If this perspective shifted how you view the world around you, let me know below. What is a wall in your life that someone else might see as a spear? Until next time, keep looking at the bigger picture.